This is race 29, a heat of the Wyfold Challenge Cup. We have Oslo against Henley Rowing Club, the local club against the Norwegians. Wyfold Challenge Cup, 4 men without a cox. So you'll notice the athletes need to get themselves straight. The stroke man of the Henley Rowing Club with the white strip, he's got his hand up, not happy with the lining.
When I see that you are both straight and ready,
indicating to the umpire that he doesn't feel he's straight.
Attention, go. Get ready, please.
And the umpire asking both crews to get themselves straight and ready.
Attention, go. Go, Henley.
And there'll be great support here, but it's the Henley 2-man. He's just missed a bit of a stroke there, the blade on the right-hand side, and that could cause a trouble with the steering.
He did, didn't he? But the Norwegian boat got blown to the right, and now they've overcorrected the steering to the left in the shot.
And I think the umpire may have a bit of work to do right now, because these boats could come together in a clash at this stage. That's going to be very unhelpful. They're trying to hit their rhythm. But it's Henley Rowing Club at the moment. They've got over that small problem at the start. And Oslo, they're being warned by the umpire. And I think we're going to have a clash here. And this is what happens, Adam. As soon as you have a clash, the blades come together. And what you notice there is the umpire, he's put up his red flag, and he's going to have to make a decision. He could absolutely do one of four things. He could restart this race, but or disqualify a crew. Let's listen to what he says. Henley Rowing Club there, hands up in the air, saying it's not my fault. The Norwegians looking, just getting themselves out of trouble, getting away from these very heavy umpires' launches that are quite hard to stop.
So Sarah, what do you think is going to happen from here, potentially?
It really does now sit with the umpire. It's absolutely his decision. He'll have the best view to see what happens, and he will be making a decision right now. He could choose to restart the race from here. He could choose to take them back up to the start, which looks like the crews are backing down. Or he could choose to disqualify. We're looking at George Hammond there, the umpire, and he'll be making his decision. He's on the radio. And he's planning to restart the race. And umpire George Hammond saying there'll be no roll call, so we're just expecting the attention go from him to start this heat of the Wyfold Challenge Cup, Henley Rowing Club against Oslo, Norway. And on the second chance, they are off. And this is a much better start at the moment. We've seen the Norwegians go over to the right-hand side. We're talking about steering because of what happened in the last race. And now what we're noticing, Adam, they're coming back again towards the Henley Rowing Club. And it's Henley Rowing Club who've gone off straight. And George Hammond is warning Henley at this point, warning Norway. This is a very exciting race for all the wrong reasons, Adam.
It is right. That's right. Definitely from a steering perspective, a lot of zigzags going on here from both boats. So let's hope they don't clash too soon and we can get halfway down the track.
Yeah, the Wyfold Challenge Cup, an event for Cox's event for club rowers, and this is going to be a fantastic race. Henley Rowing Club, they've got the slight lead there on the Norwegians, but the Norwegians, they're right on these booms, and these booms are, they're big pieces of work, they're heavy, and if you hit them, they will stop your race.
They will indeed. They've got vertical posts, and also floating in the water is a very large, chunky bit of wood, so if you clobber that, you're going to do some damage to your oar or bring the boat into it fully.
And it's Henley Rowing Club that are taking full advantage of this. Andy Pettigan, Chris Mitchell, Stan Admiral and Matthew Higginson, they are really pressing away as the Norwegians are struggling with the steering. This is a bit unexpected, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. So these guys in the Norwegian boat, actually, you can see they're borrowing a boat from Oxford Brookes, so maybe that's why they weren't quite used to the steering, you know, slightly different setups, that sort of stuff. But actually, if you look now, it doesn't look like it's stopping them as they're finding a bit more of a rhythm. You know, they're calming down after all the kerfuffle of getting off the blocks there. And, you know, it looks like they're settling into quite a strong, long rhythm, actually. That stroke guy, very sort of quite a chunky chap there.
Yeah, both crews settling down, Henley having had the better start. And now it's the Norwegians that are pushing away.
Yeah, the Norwegians are just nipping ahead there. It's good to see we've not had any any more clashes, and we're keeping it quite clean, although the Norwegians are in the middle of the course.
Yeah, and I'm not sure the steering story of this race is over here, Adam. And got George Hammond, see that flag flapping in the wind. He's warning them again. And you know, these cockless boats, part of the skill of the rowing, the watermanship, if you like, is to be able to keep them straight. You have to be able to do that to allow your crew to have the best race. And the Norwegians, they're ahead there, but at the moment we could be looking at another clash. Henley Rowing Club are coming towards Oslo at the moment, and those blades are getting very close, Adam.
They are. They're touching each other's puddles again, aren't they? And Henley are just coming over, but I mean, that umpire's getting a really good arm work out today, isn't he? I mean, he's going from left to right to left to right. Henley on our right on the screen, or they're trying to go to our left, and Norway on our left, who are trying to go to our right, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. That umpire using a megaphone. There's big crowds here. It's a noisy event. He's making sure that the boats can hear him, but he is demanding that Norwegian crew move over. And Henley Rowing Club, they will not be happy. They will feel like that boat is impeding them at the moment.
Difficult stuff for them. I mean, it's Henley Rowing Club are celebrating their 175 years of existence, so you know, they'd be looking to push through this round, but that's not on their mind at the moment. It's trying to get back on level terms with these Norwegian students.
Yeah, and these Norwegian students, it looks like they are getting the better of Henley Rowing Club at the moment, but they're going to be having to go out there and practice their steering, because this has been a real story of this race, if you like. It's caused a restart, and we've got Henley Rowing Club still in touch, but it is the Norwegians that are pressing away. But once again, they're drifting over.
They are, like you said, it's a shame to let your rowing be dictated by the rudder so much, especially when you put all that hard work in, physical work, strength training, endurance training, to be decided by by one man's foot and where it's pointing.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Oslo club, they were here last year. They got knocked out on Friday in the same event, Wyfold Challenge Club. So it looks like for now that the 4 men in the boat are going to take themselves through to Thursday. Henley Rowing Club pressing on though, really looking flat, looking at the slightly higher rating at the moment, struggling to get back on terms.
Yeah, and although their steering has been a bit all over the place in the Norwegian boat, I think they've just positioned themselves quite wisely now. So you can see the V-wake off the back of their boat, and it's just beginning to touch those Henley Rowing Club blades, which is not a nice feeling when you're in the boat that's down. Once you get the sense that you can feel their wash, you know they're quite a decent way ahead, and so it does really break your spirits a little bit. So they'll be having to regroup and have some inspirational calls in there to try and get back on terms.
Yeah, absolutely. These athletes, they boat from just the other side of the bridge. They won't have been in the competitive tent alongside everyone else. Sort of had the luxury of being in the club, stepping away and keeping quiet and coming onto this, through the bridge, onto this wonderful Henley rowing course, into all this sound and light and noise. But then they come down to racing day, and it's all about how fast you can move a boat over the Henley course.
It's true. Probably just as well, actually. That boat tent at the moment is pretty much like a sauna, so it's probably quite a good thing to avoid.
Yeah, and we just see again that Norwegian crew, they've put their rudder on again, getting slightly uncomfortably close to the booms, but that number 2 going up in the box, that tells us it's past, the Norwegians have passed the mile single, and we're waiting now to see the number 1, recognising that Henley Rowing Club have also gone past on their station, and on the Berkshire station.
It seems we must have a sort of Norwegian rally driver at heart in that Norwegian crew, with the way he's handling that steering today.
Yeah, absolutely. But now you're looking at the Norwegian athletes looking strong and loose. They'll have 1 or 2 things to work on and think about, but they're pressing their boat strongly now, really moving it per finish, looking relaxed. And we're starting to begin to hear the sound of the pleasure boats coming through, but
still not out of the woods with the steering there again. I mean, he's veering quite heavily over onto the other station, which isn't a wise move, you know, before the race is over.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think now umpire George Hammond feels that the Norwegian crew is far enough ahead of Henley Rowing Club, who are pressing it on. They're front of a home crowd. They're pressing their finishes out, making as much as they can of this final sprint. But umpire George Hammond feels like the Norwegian crew is far enough ahead not to need warning.
Yeah, you can see they've sort of settled the rate down quite a lot in that Norwegian boat. The red and yellow just on our left, Henley in the blue and white on the right-hand side, just upping the gears, trying to make some ground back.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is when those last metres of this Henley rowing course can really tell. You've done your 2,000 metres you're used to, you're slightly down, and Henley Rowing Club, they're really pressing it on. Good technique, they're good strength with their legs, lifting their bow ball out the water, but the Norwegians, they've got the longer stroke here, they're looser, and they're just connecting their legs a little bit better as they go through that finish line. They'll be pleased to see that finish line after their first heat. And Henley Rowing Club, let's just watch them as they come through and see how they feel that went for them. I think Henley Rowing Club will feel that perhaps they were given the worst of that decision earlier on, and I suspect but it's the Norwegians that will be going on to the next round of the Wyfold Challenge Cup.